my outlook for the insurance industry in Vietnam is very, very positive for many reasons. I guess the first would be the Vietnam economy. GDP growth rates have been growing at a significant pace. As an example, in 2017, GDP growth rates were 6.81%. In 2018, they were over 7%, highest in 10 years. And from all projections, that GDP growth rate is going to continue. Number two, the government regulators are doing a really good job at understanding the consumer needs as well as the insurance company needs, and they're coming up with regulation changes that enhance the consumers' opportunities around insurance products and their experience, as well as helping insurance companies to deliver those products to consumers with things like e-signature, etc. Number three, the Vietnam population is very, very focused on health. It's becoming one of their priorities, which bodes well for the insurance industry because of our health-related products, insurance protection products, is really helping consumers release some of that angst that they have around their own health. And I think number four is insurance companies are really recognizing that they need to become better at looking after the consumer. So in other words, increasing their touch points with consumers, delivering better value to the consumer. And with that increased touch points, increases the opportunity for the insurance industry in Vietnam. So I think those are four real good reasons why I believe that the opportunity in the Vietnam marketplace for insurance companies is very, very, very good and will continue to expand. I kind of a little funny because every challenge I see, I also see an opportunity. Because of many factors, and one being is the insurance penetration rates here in Vietnam are very low. They're the lowest in the ASEAN countries at 8% of the population owning insurance. That's a huge opportunity. And when you see that along with some of the other things I've talked about, there's many insurance companies international that really want to be playing in this market. And with the third largest population in the ASEAN countries, with over 90 million people, insurance companies want to be here. So that creates, in some ways, an obstacle because it drives the competition for staff, distribution, everything else. But the reality is, it's also an opportunity because this is a big market. It's got low penetration rates. The better the competition forces insurance companies to deliver better to consumers. And ultimately, that obstacle becomes an opportunity for the consumer. I also see, and we've done a lot of work around this, but the Vietnam population is becoming very technology savvy. They're very much on the internet, have a high penetration on smartphones. The average person is on the internet 4 hours a day. So it's very high, which means that the average Vietnam citizen is becoming more educated, more engaged, and demanding more. No matter whether it's a consumer product, insurance product, whatever. So it's forcing insurance companies to become better. So that's an obstacle. But for companies that recognize that obstacle and deliver on that, it's an opportunity. So what's an obstacle really can be an opportunity. Well, our focus in Manulife Vietnam is to be the most digital, customer-centric organization in Vietnam. We are very focused on enhancing our digital transformation and delivering more digital technology to our distribution forces as well as the consumers. So I believe, yes, Vietnam is similar to the rest of the world and the consumers demanding more. They're demanding when they want to talk to an insurance company, how they want to talk to an insurance company. Is that in person? Is it through digital? It's more of an omni-channel approach. And we're very, very focused on doing that in our company. And over the last number of years, we've invested significantly in that digital transformation journey with many, many different things. I think there's a number of things. Number one, I think that that real drive on the digital transformation is a very important thing. And a lot of companies are talking about it. We're actually delivering on this, and we're driving this very, very hard. Even within our own company, Vietnam is being recognized as one of the leaders within the Manulife world across the globe. I also think that one of the things that is a clear differentiator for us is our professional distribution force. We are recognized by consumers and by the industry as having the most professional distribution force in the industry. And that's for a lot of reasons. But one of the key ones is that we invest very heavily. First of all, hiring the right type of person. Number two, developing them on an ongoing basis throughout their career, because ultimately we want to deliver the best value to our customer. And customers are telling us that they want professional people working with them. I also think that what is a real clear differentiator is our people. We were recognized as the best insurance company to work for in the insurance industry. And I think that's for a lot of reasons, but one is that we really truly are committed around our own staff. When staff are engaged, they get engaged with the customer. So ultimately, by doing the right thing for your own people, it ultimately impacts the customer on a very, very significant basis. And I also want to ensure that how we measure that is through very high employee engagement scores. When you have very high employee engagement scores and you're in the top quartile of global companies, that tells you that you're doing a good job, and that's exactly where we are. So I think ultimately what differentiates us is our people. Well, we've got a number of priorities, but I believe that we want to continue on the digital transformation journey. We want to ensure that our customers see us as a customer-driven company, that they are number one with us. We need to do that. We need to continue to invest and develop in our distribution, because they're in a lot of times that first person that engages with a consumer. And we have to continue to engage and invest in our people, our staff, to ensure that they are very, very strong, competent, and excited about what we're doing as a company to our customers, and improving and continuing to improve. Even though we're very good on employee engagement scores, continuing to drive that. So it really revolves around the consumer and being recognized as exceptional in customer service, and really looking after our distribution and our staff to ensure that they are developed and ultimately look after the customer. Vietnam will be very similar to the rest of the world. And I think that consumers, there's different buckets of consumers. Some want to deal with a company through digital means, and that's how they want to do it. It could be millennials that feel very confident and comfortable working, and all they want to do is have access to a company through a digital channel. A very large percentage of people also want to deal with face-to-face, because although they get a lot of information off the internet, it can be very confusing. What's the right thing to do? I'm not sure, and it can be very confusing. I think every one of us experienced that when we're on the internet looking for different products or different sources of information for ourselves. So distribution will always need to have very strong advisory forces that help the consumer and develop a rich relationship with them and help them on their life journey, because people throughout life have changes. And with those changes come the need to sit down and talk to a professional person that understands their situation and is able to help guide them and work with them to ensure that they actually have what they need to ensure that they and their families are okay. As insurance companies become smarter, start listening to the customer better, I believe that all the different areas within the omni-channel approach really will work.